Hey guys, this is Girl Truth Slayer. What's up, guys? Thank you guys for hanging out and rocking out with me tonight. You late night freaks. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the love and support that you guys give me. Thank you so much. I value your support. Thank you so much. There are no words that I actually can say, but I genuinely appreciate you. I'm humbled by you taking out your time to come and check out what I got going on over here. Oh my God. I was actually getting ready to go to bed, and my sister sent me this story, and it it shook me because I said this could be me. This actually could be me, and it's about the coronavirus. Maybe it shook me because, like I said, my sister lives in Florida and my family, and I want you guys to hear this. Hear something, okay? I want you to hear this. Just hold on. If you're in the bushes, just hold on. I'm gonna play something. It's only a couple minutes. Listen to this.
This just into CNN. Florida once again breaking its daily death record, reporting 216 COVID-related deaths. Yesterday, the Republican governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, has repeatedly defended Florida's aggressive reopening and is pushing for schools to reopen in the fall. Also in Florida, one mother is suffering as a result of the worst tragedy a parent can face, the death of your own child. Coronavirus took the life of her daughter earlier this month. Samantha Diaz, known as Sammy, here, who was a healthcare worker who loved taking care of other people, including her 3 children. But last month, she started feeling ill, and so she was soon hospitalized with COVID, and Sammy died on July 10th, just 9 days of what would have been her 30th birthday. And now Diaz's mother is left to take care of Samantha's 3 children, 2 of whom also got COVID, her 16-month-old and her 2.5-year-old, and thankfully they are all now negative. But Samantha's mother, Ana Delia Diaz, is with me now. And so, Miss Diaz, I am so sorry for your loss. Thank you so much for being with me. Just first of all, how are you doing right now? And how are Sammy's kids health-wise?
Well, I'm doing okay as expected. I have 3 children to take care of, so I have to be strong for them. But I'm empty inside, and the children are doing good. The virus is out of their system. They seem to be doing okay. They're eating fine. They're sleeping fine. But missing their mother, of course. They see pictures and they know that's mommy.
Let's talk about mommy. Let's talk about your daughter. And I appreciate, I know this is profoundly difficult for you, but I appreciate you coming on to just share the story. So Sammy was a medical assistant. It's my understanding she wanted to eventually become a nurse. You know, she worked during the pandemic. She took on extra shifts. And so one day she calls you and says, I have a scratchy throat. I think it's allergies. Ana Delia, what happened next? How quickly did Sammy decline?
Very quickly. This was on a Monday. By Wednesday, she was already running a temperature. She went and got tested. On Thursday, she found out that one of her coworkers had tested positive for the COVID. Within a few days, she couldn't control her fever, body ache. On Tuesday, June 23rd, she ended up in the hospital because her oxygen level had gone underneath 90. It was at 83. And she was in the hospital regular room for about a week. And then she was put in ICU. And around July 1st, she was put in ICU. And everything went downhill from there. They tried everything to try to to better her, but everything they did was just impossible. The more they did, the more she was pulled away from us.
And I know off the top you said you're feeling empty inside, but I'm thinking about these 2 little ones who I know are itty bitties, but at the same time, they have to know that their mom is is gone. Like they're, it's my understanding, that they would cry because they missed their mother, and then, they were sick, but then
Yes.
you couldn't hug them.
No, I couldn't hug them. We had to double mask. I stayed in the bedroom with them most of the time. And they would cry, runny nose, coughing, a lot of body ache. And I just prayed for the best, and I prayed to God to help me through this. And thank God he heard our prayers, because we all are negative now and the children are doing fine. But it was a nightmare that I don't wish it on anyone. On top of losing my daughter, having to go through this with my grandkids, babies.
I hear one of them, I think. I
Yes.
can't even begin to imagine. And so suddenly, you lose your daughter, you're caring for her babies. And then on top of it all is you're obviously needing to put food on the table for all these little extra mouths. You, though, needed to quit your job as a housekeeper because why?
Well, because one, I'm scared to take them to daycare because children are asymptomatic sometimes, and I'm just afraid for them to bring something to us. And my Sammy didn't get away with this, but I mean, we were lucky that we did, and we're still here. And I don't want anything brought to me and or my family, and I want to be able to be here for them because they're babies, and it's just very scary out there. So.
Anna, I had read off the top, like the new, Florida keeps breaking its daily record of these COVID deaths. And I had read that do you still believe that Sammy would be alive if Florida had fully shut down?
Most definitely, yes. She would still be alive if Florida would not have reopened. We were not even in the first phase of this pandemic. And look at the numbers now, Of course, yes, I think she would still be here. Most definitely, she would still be here.
Ana Delia, I appreciate you being on. I appreciate you being so candid with your emotions, and hopefully, people who are watching you, especially in states like Florida, do take care and take those extra precautions, even if perhaps the government isn't telling them to. I do want to point out that if you are watching, if you are a generous soul, if you would like to support the Diaz family, you can do so. You can donate at their GoFundMe page, and you can find that link to that page on CNN.com. Ms. Diaz, thank you so much. Again, my condolences, and just sending you all the best, the healthiest wishes to you and your entire family. Thank you.
Guys, can you believe that? For some reason, that really struck me hard. It did. Because I don't know, it touched me because maybe I have just one daughter. And my daughter has 3 kids. Hey, Akeem. Hey, everyone. Bushes. Y'all, please make sure you thumbs up the video. But that hit me. That could be my life. My one and only daughter has 3 kids. And what if something happened to her? We're so, this thing is real. I mean, real. Who would just think that now this woman has to care for, what was it, a 4-year-old or a 16-month-old baby? And I listened to her. If you caught it, she said that even when the kids had it, she couldn't touch them. She had a double mask, and she could stay in the room with them, and they would cry, and they ate, and had a runny nose. This is real. This right here, guys, we got to take care of ourselves. And I'm sorry to be gloom and doom because I'm a positive person. But have you thought about what happens if there is someone that depends on you? Or what happens if your daughter, your son, unfortunately gets this, and then you're left to care for kids? Or what happens, it's like, damn. That right there, I probably get a copyright. You know how YouTube is. But I had to share it because I said, this could be my life. And it could be some of you guys' lives. Yeah, excuse my voice. It's kind of going out. But have you made provisions? Okay, if something happens to me, or if I get this, where would I go? I'm talking about before you got to that stage of being real bad. How would you shelter if you live in a home with multiple people? How does that work? If you don't live in a mansion or a big, large house, how do you shelter? And the thing that struck me is those little kids contracted COVID-19. They were asymptomatic. And they're talking about opening these schools, letting, okay, all these kids are going to go back to school. And being a parent a long, long time, I don't care how much you watch children. Children are children. They don't wash their hands. They share things. They rub their nose. They put snot. This is what they do. And I'm not saying this is just what they do. This is what part of being a kid. I can't remember. Like, wow. I mean, what would you do? Could you even imagine that? That's so sad. That poor lady, those little kids, the 16-month-old will never know his mother. Like, remember, I don't know if it's a girl or boy, his or her mother's voice. I don't know about the 4-year-old, but this is truly heartbreaking. It almost make you want, at least me, want to, okay, just stay in the house, not go anywhere, period. Just, And we have these politicians, your governors, your senators, your congressmen playing these political games because of this. It has. Let's just be real. The COVID-19 issue, this has become political. If it makes, I don't care, if it makes our current commander-in-chief look bad or hurts his reelection, be it, that's why we're opening these schools. That's why these things are going on. And Americans and people, little babies and children are going to be affected by it. And that's just the truth. You know, politics should not be involved in this, but it is. This is a political thing. And we know that it doesn't matter if you shut down one state, but the state next to you is open. It's useless. You have a 16-month-old baby that will never remember what his mother or her mother's voice sounds like. And perhaps even the 4-year-old. And you tell me this is not a political thing that's going on? This whole pandemic has turned into a political hot ball. Look and see where you're at. If you know, I mean, this right here, I mean, I'm sorry, guys. I know this is a rant. But the truth is, our politicians have turned this into the hot potato. The Republicans, most of they are lockstep with our current president, and anything if it makes him look bad, if it makes the economy looks bad, we're gonna open up. This is what it's about, the re-election. But damn it, even if he just say if he won, if he was re-elected for a second term, How many people are going to die because of his ego? How many? I don't care what your political party is, what your affiliation is, but the truth is, this has become so big and horrible that these states are opening up. And I live on the beach. I'm driving and I see people pure in bathing suits, bikinis. Hey, they're flying in. They're flying in. They don't care. This is real. What this young lady, for what I understood, started off with a scratchy throat and a few aches and a cough and died within 2 weeks. Thank you, baby. Thank you, King. Within 2 to 3 weeks. Even in this chat, even in the bushes, guys, how many of us have even been tested? And even if you have been tested and you came back negative, the situation is always evolving, currently changing. Okay, you can be reinfected again a second time. And what is it? I think, don't let me misspeak, but I think the president of Brazil, he's had the COVID 3 times. This is not a joke. And let me be honest with you. Regardless to who occupies the office of the president, the White House, I don't care. I will always have respect for that position. I can respect the position, but I don't necessarily have to respect the man or the woman that's occupying it. But I always will respect that. And right now, I am so angry with these politicians playing games with our health, our children. You got people, how many nurses and doctors have died trying to save people. But right now, it's like, okay, everybody's back to business as always. What was it even today? Don't let me misspeak. It was the GOP, one of the GOP senators or congressmen that refused to wear a mask, tested positive for COVID-19, and after testing positive, instead of just going home, he went and met with his staff to tell them that he was positive. I mean, what is going on? What the hell is going on? This is like, I don't know, the Walking Dead. I'm just thinking in my mind, is this gonna get to be where I'm looking, y'all? I'm trying to find his name because this guy right here, he is a disgrace. A disgrace. He refused to wear the mask, talked about the mask, caught the COVID, and then after getting the COVID, blamed wearing the mask on the COVID. Now you tell me, help me. Somebody come on, help me make this sense out of that. Oh, let me see. Here it is, right? Okay, I got it right here. It was Congressman, check this out, Congressman Louis Gohmert, who refused to wear a mask, test positive. Representative Louis, I hope it's Gohmert, a Texas Republican who has frequently refused to wear a mask, has tested positive for coronavirus. The news reverberated across Capitol Hill on Wednesday, prompting House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to announce new rules requiring masks on the House floor and renewing a debate about access to testing for members of Congress and their staff. The diagnosis also comes as congressional leaders from both parties remain far apart in negotiations over a stimulus package to respond to the COVID-19 pandemic. Gohmert had been scheduled to fly aboard Air Force One on Wednesday with President Donald Trump to Midland, Texas, where the president held a fundraiser and toured an oil rig. Gohmert tested positive for coronavirus on Wednesday morning during a pre-flight screening at the White House, a person familiar with the situation told CNN. A senior Republican aide said the test results caused issues on the Hill, where a lot of staffers were ordered to get tests before they can go to meetings and resume activity. Some are sequestering in their offices until they can get tested. Congressman Gohmert's office notified Republican leaders who notified House medical staff, and the protocol kicked in for further notification of the GOP aide said. It is a video. I'm going to see if I can find it, where this idiot is blaming
I'm David Culver in Wuhan,
where,
China.
hold on,
Sorry,
shit.
I'm Nerman Bakr in Sinjar, Iran.
Is blaming wearing the mask on what caused him to get it. Get out of here. Now, I get it. I know that some people medically cannot wear those masks. I have no problem with that at all. None. But the rest, the masks, we know they're uncomfortable. They're hot. They're sweaty. They're, gross. But look, we got to. Listen to this. Check it out. Hold on. Hopefully commercial don't come on. Listen to this.
all around protection.
Hold on.
This is the 2020 Nissan Altima. Safety Shield 360. This Nissan Intelligent Mobility.
Virus. The Texas Republican was seen walking behind Attorney General William Barr yesterday as he arrived for a hearing on Capitol Hill. Neither were wearing a mask, and then they went into the hearing room. Earlier yesterday, another committee meeting, again, no mask. CNN's Manu Raju is live for us on Capitol Hill. Tell us what you're hearing.
And listen to this now. How the hell do you do that? Where's your conscience? Hold on.
Congressman Louis Gohmert testing positive for coronavirus. The Texas Republican was seen walking behind Attorney General William Barr yesterday as he arrived for a hearing on Capitol Hill. Neither were wearing a mask, and then they went into the hearing room. Earlier yesterday, another committee meeting, again, no mask. CNN's Manu Raju is live for us on Capitol Hill. Tell us what you're hearing there and what lawmakers are saying, Manu.
Well, lawmakers are taken aback by it because a number of them have been in contact with Louis Gohmert, or at least have seen him interacting with members on the floor of the House, as he's been doing frequently for weeks now. And it's something that I've observed watching from the House gallery, watching him interact with members, sitting down next to them on the House floor, talking to them. I've never seen him wearing a mask on the House floor as he's carried on. In fact, I've asked him directly about why he doesn't want to wear a mask. And he said to me in late June, he said that if I get the coronavirus, I will wear it. And then I said to him, well, if you could be an asymptomatic carrier of this virus, something that health experts say is a reason why you should be wearing a mask. And he said, I'm not afraid of you because he said, I'll give you the exact quote. He said, but I keep getting tested and I don't have it. So I'm not afraid of you, but if I get it, I'll wear a mask. Now, he did talk to a local Texas station just earlier, and he explained why he thinks he got the virus. Take a listen.
I can't help but think that if I hadn't been wearing a mask so much in the last 10 days or so, I really wonder if I would have gotten it. But I know, moving the mask around, getting it just right, I'm bound to put some virus on the mask that I sucked in. That's most likely what happened.
So there's a lot to unpack there. One that flatly contradicts the science and what actual public health experts say is that you don't get the virus by wearing a mask. In fact, that is something in which you wear a mask to prevent yourself from spreading the disease and to protect yourself. Also, Louis Gohmert saying he's been wearing a mask. As I said, he is not seen in the House wearing a mask. In fact, he does not wear one in the House floor. Now, he has at times worn it during the House committee proceedings because it's required for members to do so, but it's pulled it off as he is speaking. So it's unclear exactly when he thinks wearing a mask may have caused him to get this virus. But that is, again, as I say, not supported by the science and certainly not supported by what we're hearing from the Centers for Disease.
Now, did you hear that dumb shit? The guy gets this is who one of our elected officials now, a United States sitting congressman representing Texas. His first argument was wearing a mask. He didn't want to wear a mask. No. He was totally against it. He gets COVID-19 and then blames wearing a mask for getting COVID-19. Make that make sense. This is who you send to represent your state. Guys, I'm just beyond myself. Anyway, I'm going to end this. It's getting late. I need to go to sleep. I appreciate you guys, my bushwashers of Slayer Nation. Akeem, thank you for coming through. I didn't. Oh, you put that. Akeem, do you want to say anything before I leave? I'll drop the link real quick because you're so loyal. If you want to say something, baby, let me know and I'll drop the link. Other than that, your girl is about to go to sleep. I'm frustrated and my eyelids are heavy. I can't make this shit up. This right here is just a few cliff notes of what's going on in the real world. Not YouTube, but the real world. What's going on. You guys check with me tomorrow. There's a story that I want to break to you that's been going on. Just check out with me. Anyway, Akeem, thank you for joining me, baby. I love you. I appreciate you so much for sharing. And anyway, guys, I'm so sleepy. This is your girl, Truth, and I'm out. Good night, guys. Love, peace, and light.